Hey everybody, it's Loomer again. I'm here at E3 talking with Alex Amancio. This is going to be our story-based interview questions, originally for lead writer Travis Stout, but turns out he's actually not here, despite what I was told. So we're going to ask Alex, who's the creative director, instead. So these are community questions again. The top voted one was, can you describe the lead character Arno? What is his personality? How is he different from other ancestors who have a variety of personalities? This is from Raiden Kudru in Malaysia.
Arno is a very witty, very sharp assassin. He's sort of a he's very precise and he's very driven assassin. Assassin's like Arno's main motivation is essentially that of redemption. Okay? He loses his father and he sort of feels responsible for the events that lead up to that, and he joins the assassins simply because they are a means to essentially deliver this redemption, right? But then throughout the game, he actually learns what it means to be an assassin and what it means to be, you know, the true meaning of the tenets of the assassins. And what's cool is that Assassin's Creed Unity is sort of a fresh start, right? We of course, everything else, we don't do any revision on the brand, so everything else happened, but this is a fresh start. You know, the narrative is getting really heavy because we've been doing this since 2007, so this is the first next generation iteration of the game. So we really decided to have a fresh start, and as Arno learns about the assassins, so will you, the player, be learning about the assassins anew. Right? So that really nice parallel there.
Yeah. Cool, very cool. We have a question from Sergeant Wonka in California who asks, are we going to learn anything about Arno's childhood like we did with Ezio and Connor?
I don't want to spoil the story, but we are really taking the time to introduce this hero to you in a really cool way. So we're really going to take our time for the fans to really, you know, learn who Arno is, and the best way to learn about who Arno is to actually experience this. So that's what I can tell you.
So we have a question here from Ted from Washington who asks, why does Arno, a French protagonist, have an English accent?
It's a good question. So essentially, because you are watching the game, you know, Animus is sort of translating to your native language. So it's not a bunch of French people trying to address you in English with their accent, right? This is actually you perceiving it as if you were part of that period and you were also French. So why did we use a British accent rather than an American accent? It's simply because it's sort of become a standard in Hollywood where people perceive more of an English accent as period. You know, it's in the past and it's in a foreign country. So we create sort of a cohesion, but we still insert the occasional French word into the dialogue, because it's also been a tradition in AC to, you know, always have the characters say some words in the native language. And one thing that I should note is, like, for everything else, all the other characters in the game, so that are non-gameplay related, the Animus doesn't translate that. So all of that is in native French.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because it's kind of been slightly inconsistent throughout the series. You know, Altair and AC1 had kind of an American accent, and then, you know, Revelations, I guess through upgraded Animus technology, had a new accent. Ezio, a lot of his charm is through his Italian accent. Connor speaks native Mohawk when he's around his people. So I don't. Did you all sit down and try to reconcile all this and decide going forward? I know, like, Prince of Persia uses like a British accent and stuff too sometimes, but like, I don't know. How did you guys reconcile all the previous parts of the previous games in the series?
So it's a very good question. The thing is with AC3, for example, is that you have Anglophones and you have Native Americans. So when you have those, when you actually have different nationalities in the game, you can make a decision to say that, you know, when the Animus is, you're actually British. You know, you're saying to what you're saying to the fan is like, okay, for the duration of the game, you are also, like, from their perspective, so you're British. So all the British characters you will hear with their natural accent. Everything else, every other language, you will hear in their native tongue, because you are not, you know, native, and it'll be subtitled. They did the same thing for Black Flag, right? So, you know, when you're in Spanish islands or French, you know, you hear the language. The thing with Unity is that everybody is French.
Yeah.
So you never have that second perspective, right? It's not like half of half of the city is, you know, French and the other half is British, and we choose that, you know, we're seeing this from the British perspective. So everybody that speaks in French will actually have French language and subtitled. So because of this, we just chose to go with a unified. You know, you're seeing it from the perspective of these people, so you are, for the duration of that of the game, you are also French, so you're just hearing them with no accent.
Okay, great. We'll do one last quick question here. There's a question about the modern day. I know you can't really talk too much about it other than it'll be very different, I believe is what you said in an interview. So we have, for this last question, from Meds from Australia, who says, notice it said Helix database entry rather than Animus database. Has the Animus evolved and become Helix?
All right, how could I answer this? Yes, there's something, there's a new technology that, and I would say this new technology is what allows for you to be able to have you know, shared experiences. This is that allows you to sort of have multiple players merge in the same world, right? So yeah, Helix is sort of an evolution of Animus, but I won't talk about it too much now. And yes, there is a new twist to the present day. One thing I can tell you is that you are now the protagonist, not you, an Abstergo employee, or you, somebody else. You yourself, you are the new protagonist, and you know, find out more soon.
Oh, very cool. Okay, well, thank you so much. Be sure to check out our other interview with Alex talking about the non-story component of Assassin's Creed Unity. The game looks amazing, so congratulations on a great showing at E3, and we'll see you soon. Thanks. Bye.